Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, and I've got some good news. If you've been following the Helldivers 2 drama, Sony walked it back. They walked it back. It was a massive, massive mistake for them to require Steam users to sync their PlayStation Network accounts to play Helldivers. They made the announcement the other day. It landed with a thud. Gamers made a lot of noise. Twitter made a lot of noise. There were petitions and weeping and gnashing of teeth, and they have walked it back. Now, some people are saying this is probably a temporary reprieve, but we're going to talk about this. This article is coming from The Verge. We're going to talk about where we're at with it and then sort of the lead up to it as I understand it. Now, I have not been following the Helldivers 2 situation super closely, and this all happened pretty much over the weekend. I think it was Thursday or Friday of last week, they made the announcement that if you wanted to continue playing Helldivers 2, you were going to have to link your Steam account to your PlayStation Network account. Some countries didn't have PlayStation Network, so there was like 170 countries or something like that were going to be left out in the cold, and a lot of people were rage quitting. They wanted refunds. Initially, Valve said they wouldn't give refunds, and then it turned out they were going to give refunds to anybody who wanted it. And now Sony has buckled. Anyway, that's the TLDR version of it. Sony reverses unpopular Helldivers 2 decision after blistering player reaction. And you have guys like Grums and Cabrutus, I think, to thank for that. As much as the media is attacking these guys, they kind of led the charge, in this particular instance. And I think Grums, actually, you're not even allowed to mention him in a Discord now, the Helldivers 2 Discord. They're so pissed at him. Anyway, Sony reverses unpopular Helldivers 2 decision after blistering player reaction. Helldivers 2's Steam reviews went from overwhelmingly positive to negative in just 3 days after Sony attempted to require a PSN account to play. Dumb move. Stand down, Helldivers. Your battle is won. Late last week, Sony announced that Helldivers 2, one of the most popular multiplayer games of the year, would require Steam players to link their account to a PlayStation Network account. Dumb move. But again, from Sony's point of view, they're like, hey, this is more people we can market to, right? After a weekend of strong player backlash, including review bombing the game on Steam, Sony reversed course earlier this month and will no longer require PC players to link to the account. This is the tweet. Helldivers fans, we've heard your feedback on Helldivers 2 account linking update. The May 6th update, which would have required Steam and PlayStation Network account linking for new players and for current players, will not be moving forward. It's not moving forward. This is the tweet. We're still learning what is best for PC players, and your feedback has been invaluable. Thanks again for your continued support. Yeah, I don't think they're really thankful. I think they're colossally pissed. Baked Grizz says, can everyone quit taking this out on the Helldivers 2 devs? Yeah, I know the devs were getting all kinds of crap. The community managers, they were under attack. They got in the crossfire for this. Bucky from Pal World, great decision. Glad it got sorted out. However, it will be interesting to see what percentage of the Steam reviews actually change their reviews. They might not change it. People might not change it. They might be like, yeah, sorry, you guys only backed out or backed off because we called you out. The strength of that player reaction cannot be understated. Within hours of the initial announcement, Helldivers 2 received over 14,000 negative reviews on Steam. The number ballooned to over 200,000 negative reviews in the 2 days after, enough to reverse the game's overwhelmingly positive rating to overwhelmingly negative. It doesn't take much to piss people off. This is one of those games that had a really good vibe going with gamers. A lot of people are like, hey, they're pointing to Helldivers as like, look, we don't need AAA titles. We've got these, AA, and then Sony decided they were going to be douchebags and say, hey, yeah, you're going to have to link to PlayStation Network. Sorry. Though the review bombing is typically seen as an extreme action players can take, it was apparently encouraged by one of the Helldivers 2 community managers. Wow, that's interesting. They said that they were being held hostage or something by Sony. Sony was making them do it. I think Sony made Shift Up change Stellar Blade for PlayStation 5. I think whenever it comes out on PC, I have to wonder if they won't, bring players the unaltered version. I think it was a Sony thing. I want people to make their displeasure known in a place where it might actually make a difference, said Spitz, a Helldivers 2 community manager who wrote in the Discord server. Steam reviews and refund requests will do that. Well, apparently it did. They're not mentioning Grums. Are they not mentioning Grums in this? Grums was definitely leading the charge in this one. Players weren't content to go after Helldivers 2. Arrowhead Game Studio CEO Johan Palstead expressed dismay that players were also targeting the original Helldivers. Well, I had nothing to do with it. It deeply saddens me that Helldivers is also being review bombed. The review bombing created a knock-on effect for the game's presence on Steam. As news caught on, players and others pointed out that the PlayStation Network was not available in certain countries. Yeah, so the game was delisted in 177 countries where the PSN network, PlayStation Network, was not available. Yeah, so there were reports from players that Steam was issuing refunds to players beyond the typical refund window. Then early Monday morning, Sony announced it would rescind the PSN linking requirement. Hurry, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. Let's put the fire out. On social media, players questioned how it happened. Though the PSN account linking was always planned for the game and indicated on Steam page, the CEO wrote that the unstable condition of the game's launch forced them to delay implementing the requirement. He also stated that there were internal discussions with PlayStation that the requirement would anger fans. When the servers exploded on launch, quick decisions had to be made. Now, finally, the requirement to re-enable came from PlayStation to help with moderation, and we had to comply, even though there were concerns there'd be backlash. Now that it's been reversed, Palstead expressed appreciation for fans and thanked PlayStation for resolving the matter swiftly. The game has been restored in countries where it was previously removed, and it seems like players are changing their negative reviews, with Helldivers 2 now sitting at a mixed rating. A mixed rating, guys. There you go. So yeah, I mean, it does work. Sometimes complaining works, and sometimes the game journos use it as a reason to pile on players. And I think that this is going to be one of those things. I mean, it was kind of a dumb requirement, but I can totally see game journos being like, look at those toxic gamers, and demanding from Sony. How dare they? I mean, they're already doing it with Stellar Blade. You know, they need something to talk about because most of these websites are going to collapse pretty soon. I'm being honest, but there we go, guys. There we go. So a bit of good news in the gaming sphere. I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.